You know, it's been quite some time since the last update, and I think it's time for another one. So at first, everything may look, everything does look fine if you just look at the entire tank itself, but if you look closely at some things, well, first, this toadstool is closed up right now, because it just does that some days. Also, you can notice the Garnipora is not fully extended these days. I think I know why. It's because I had to get 2 new anemones because the old anemone got killed in the power head, even though there was the anemone guard. And in that short period of like 2 to 3 weeks without an anemone, the smaller tomato clownfish decided to bother the Connie. And even now, when there's 2 new anemones, he still sometimes goes and just rubs against it. So I think that annoys it, but I don't really know how to deal with that. Now the cardinals, there's 2 more of them. Not sure if this was in the last video, but now there is a mandarin goby. Let me just find him. Right there. Okay. And okay. The close-up of the acan, it's typically okay in the morning. There's like new baby heads on the sides, but right now I'm not sure why. It was also like this for a little bit yesterday. It just super receded. The skeleton's kind of poking out. I'm not sure why. And now for this Duncan, it's also kind of closed up. Kind of closed up. It is growing. It's not dying. It's growing new heads. It's grown 2 new heads since I've gotten it, and also right now it's growing a baby one, but it's also not fully opened up. Also, this big colony of whatever coral that came on the rock, it's living. It was doing pretty good until this anemone, when we first got it, was like right here, and then slowly climbed up the rocks and started stinging this occasionally. We got a couple of gorgonians, or 2 gorgonians on the side, and I have a theory of why some of these corals may not be doing so well right now. Recently, I was busy in the hospital for around 10 days. There has been some nutrient swings. Right now, I think I just tested my nitrates were at 0.25, and so are my phosphates. My salinity has had a pretty big swing. My salinity swung from 1.025 all the way to 1.027. Right now, I brought it slowly back down to 1.026, but that could be a possibility. Okay, hold on. Third thing, possibly the flow might be a little strong for the Duncan, but I don't think flow matters too much with it. But after I cleaned the power heads out, because the guards and everything were quite clogged, this flow did increase a bit, and it has seemed a little more shriveled up. So after I test the parameters, make sure everything is back to normal, and the Duncan is still like this, I am going to reduce the flow a little, or move it. My parameters right now, alkalinity, well actually, my magnesium is like 1,200, my alkalinity is around 11.5, my calcium is low. So that might be another reason. I'm gonna do a water change soon. Right now, I don't have, or I'm dosing alkalinity and magnesium, but not calcium. So I'm gonna do another water change soon. And let me turn the flow off so we can get a better look of the top-down view. Okay, so the flow is turned off from the top. You can see that the Montepora has some damage on it because recently I've just glued it down, or today, and so sometimes it always just fell over and damaged itself. Also, I have crabs in this tank, which may have been picking at it. There's a tiny frag of it that just fell there. I don't even bother with it. I was trying to move it and part of it broke off. But it looks to be living quite well. And now we can see that the acan not doing very well. The Zoa garden, I may need to soon get rid of some Pandoras. There's utter chaos. There's some blue ones. There's a mix. Those blue ones are random blue ones. The orangish pink ones are supposed to be pink diamond ones. Pink diamond zoanthids. They were sold to me. They were quite pink when I just got them, but recently they've changed their colors and now they're orangish yellow. I don't know why. Here's a Duncan. Everything. There is one of the crabs I was talking about. And yeah, pretty much it. Let's take a look at the sump. Alright, so in this sump, recently I've seen some green hair algae, or pink hair algae. I actually never knew that existed until now. I have 2, or technically 3 sources of filtration. The tank came pre-installed with a sponge or whatever, but I don't know what that does. It doesn't allow me to take it out either, because it's just glued in there. So I have 2 filter socks, smaller micron one and a bigger micron one, and a refugium. There's Chaeto in the refugium. Chaeto, Calerpa, Radogo. I have some Pallies, just green ones, and mineral mud. Now recently, I have been throwing random crabs into here, if I see them picking at a coral, I'll just pluck it out and throw it in here. And also, in the beginning, there was one stomatella snail, and now there's a bunch of babies. Let me just see if I can find one. Oh, yep, right there. Along the glass, there is quite a few of them. But there is way more. The Chaeto has been growing pretty well. It's a little more, today when I was feeling it, it was a little more brittle. It didn't feel as tough as before, possibly because of the low nitrates. yeah. So that's pretty much it for this tank. Nothing much has happened. Yeah. All right, what have I been feeding them? Well, I have been feeding them every few times. I will drop in some Fido Feast also. Oyster Feast for the oysters on the live rock. For the fish, they eat the phyto, or I see them pecking at the phytoplankton, but I have mysis. Also, I have Rod's food. Also pellets, but I don't feed them as often, just because I have so much frozen food. As for future plans, I'm planning on getting a few more SPS, a few more Euphilia, but as you can see, I am kind of running out of room. There's a little hermit crab on the GSP rock. Let's see if it'll focus here. But yeah, as you can see, rubbing itself against the Bagani, which is kind of annoying. I just really hope that Acan will make it. I've heard, or I've seen videos about how feeding Acans are a must. And I haven't really been feeding it too much. Maybe that is why. Alright, so yeah, that'll be it for this update.